Cheers everyone, so we have a late model to come in here. There's a story on this one, MiniGT 285. I did pre-order this at my local purveyor of fine scale vehicles, and that purveyor failed to tell me that he didn't get enough of them. He only got like 12 of these things, and I guess I was too late on that list, and he failed to tell me that, so I ended up having to order this online. And then it finally showed up this week, so that's why I missed Christmas for this model. But let's just rewind and pretend that it's like 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, and we're good. Alright, so as usual, MiniGT packaging is good. It's very minimal, so you can collect a lot of them. Very nice. It's licensed. This Bentley here, this is the third generation of these Flying Spur. The first generation, I think, came out in 2006, but the third around 2019. And this is a special one-off. This is actually a real vehicle. This is not just some random livery made by MiniGT. Bentley's customization department made this for Christmas. So although a regular Flying Spur would have many engine choices, 2.9 liter V6, hybrids, up to 6 liter V12s, this one is called Reindeer 8 because it has a 4 liter V8. And it would make around 540 horsepower, running through an 8-speed transmission, and go up to like 198 miles per hour. 0 to 60 is supposed to be around 4 seconds with this type of engine, and it's all-wheel drive, and 15 miles per gallon obviously isn't very good. Big vehicle here, so I don't think people that can afford a Bentley worry about prices of gasoline. I'm just fixing this wheel tire, of course. Alright, so it's quite of interesting paint scheme. I was kind of going back and forth as to whether I should even order this after I found out the pre-order didn't come through. But the only other color I've seen from MiniGT is a dark green, and so I think I prefer a dark maroon than a dark green, so I ended up getting this after all. Alright, so I am noticing, I kind of feel like right here, this wheel section is missing some plastic, or maybe that's too much. It might be sticking out. It looks a little bit off. It's throwing off the concentricity of the actual wheel face. And then the gold color is very, very pimp. I mean, Santa is a pimp. I mean, he's able to give presents to the entire world, so I guess it makes sense. This is supposed to be a mountain range in modern format. It's interesting how it fades out. I do feel that it is weird that they wouldn't carry a little bit of that mountain range over here. It seems strange from a graphic design standpoint. Okay, well, what do we have here? I don't know what that is. I think it's a reindeer in 8 or something. R or something. Maybe it's an antler. I'm not sure. But this little side vent here is gold and black, so I guess that's nice. And then there's a nice gold trim line carrying over with a nice filigree, I guess that would be called. Door handles are sticking out, and very nice. Okay, so separate rubbery mirrors should be, yep, rubbery, so very good on MiniGT. I don't know why, but most other brands don't do this. You would think that other brands would. Strange that they don't. I mean, MiniGTs are really, they're not very expensive, and if so they can do it, why don't other premium brands do this? Alright, well anyways, black trim and raised window frames. There's also some silver going around on the casting itself. So this mountain pattern here, it's actually hard to see from afar, but there's a really dark set of diamonds way up here, but here it vanishes. Right, so I guess that's nice because shifting it around you can kind of see stuff. It changes on you a little bit. Okay. Alright, let's go to the front here. Pretty nice looking grille. We have dark black between the actual strakes, and the strakes are really thin. This must be a separate plastic piece. It sounds like it is. We have a very nice pattern, checker screen here in the grills, and it sounds like they're plastic again. and then the silver around them is printed really nice, so nice separation of the colors there. There's a gold line going across the bottom here of the chin spoiler, and then as usual the clear lenses are looking good, you know, and they also molded it so it looks like there's a rectangular light back there, you know, so it's a very three-dimensional light set there. Alright, here we have a special reindeer logo, I'm imagining. Let's see if, let's get on this hood logo, although so much reflection. So yeah, I'm imagining that's a stylized reindeer. The real car has a 3D printed reindeer on the hood instead of the B, but obviously MiniGT can't simulate that. Nice pattern there. This is a really nice metallic here, a dark burgundy or wine red, I suppose. Okay, so we're noticing now there's a little extra rubber here on the tires. You know, if you get that, it's very easy to maybe just flip the tire around. That might solve the problem. And then the little molding here on the doors is painted silver. The mirrors don't have reflectivity, but they are recessed, so you could take a paint pen and get in there easily. Oh, I'm now noticing there's a Bentley logo on the wheels, so that's fantastic also. And then you'll see the gold trim line going across the side sills and wrapping around the rear bumper. So going to the rear, we have the exhaust tips. They are painted silver and there's black in the middle, and there's some depth to the middle as well. And very rare, it seems like we have a decal of a license plate here. You just saw me push out the air pockets, so that's really why I don't like decals. This might be the first time I've seen a decal on a MiniGT. I can't remember everything I have, but that's my recollection. So let me know if you guys know of other decaled MiniGTs, because it's not a good thing to have. You just saw what happened there. Ideally it would be tampo printed with paint, you know. Taillights are looking good, you know, thick red lenses, and then we have a little tampo of silver trim around them. And I don't know if this car has this ovals in it like the Continental GT, but it looks like there's something going on back in there. There's some sort of shaping, it's not just flat. The casting must have some ridges back in there. Alright, so what does this rear deck badge look like? Try to get it out of the... What the heck is that thing? I have no idea what that thing is supposed to represent. It looks like a continent. Maybe that's the North Pole. But what's this blue thing on it? Maybe it's roadkill. I'm not sure. Alright, a little gold thing here on the top of the trunk. The windows have a big blackout on the rear one, and the sunroof is really nice. The entire roof is actually clear, but they printed the blackout there. And here we have the little blackout of the sensors. The raised painted black wiper blades are nice. Alright, so, well, unfortunately I can see a little, you know, black is chipped off here. So you can see the red color underneath. But it looks like the sunroof part is a darker plastic, maybe? I don't know, maybe I'm mistaken, but it looks like the interior is much brighter here. Granted, it's closer. This looks much darker. Am I correct? I think so. If we look at upwards, it looks like this plastic up here is darker, so that makes sense. Yeah, so alright, so the center armrest area, you can see little button details, that transmission, actuator, steering wheel is pretty nicely molded. It even has like the stalks for the turn signals and wipers. The seats, they have some sort of ribbing texture. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, looks very nice. I didn't even bother looking up the actual interior color of the real car, but usually MiniGTs are screwed together, which this one is, so you can easily go in there and spray paint it, or, you know, I use an airbrush myself. But as usual, majority of the time, MiniGT just doesn't care to tell you what this car is. They just assume you're gonna, what, leave this in the cardboard box? I mean, that's a really strange thing to me, because the bases are specific to a certain vehicle. Why wouldn't they, if they can mold in made in China in that small text, why wouldn't they mold in Bentley's Flying Spur, 2019 or something. So that's a bit odd again. Yeah, I don't know, do you guys care about that stuff? I mean, maybe if you only have like a few models you can remember. But, even if you only have a few models, if you don't look at that model for 10 years, you'll probably forget what the vehicle is, right? So it just seems weird to me. Alright, but anyways, the only QC issues I'm seeing might be that wheel. It might be just an illusion, just with the design of the wheel. You can see like on the edge it undulates, so maybe that is normal. It's a strange set of wheels that they put on here. Bentley, that is. Alright, let's look at a couple other Bentleys. So I'm flipping this front tire around, and now you can really see the rim of the wheel. So that's by design. It's not that the wheel's defective, it's just it's undulating the whole perimeter of the thing. So here's that tire, right? So I'm just going to put the bad side on the inside. I ended up flipping all 4 tires. They're very loose. I don't know if there's directionality to these tires, because there is a ridge inside that wheel. But I flipped all 4 of them around and they look a lot better. But they are very loose. I'm wondering if they're actually smart enough to account for shrinking of these tires in the future. I find that some of my older premiums, the tires actually shrink and as they get hard and gas out. I'm not sure if they're thinking that far ahead. Alright, well anyhow, let's take a look at another Flying Spur from Kyosho. And this would be the 2nd generation, according to the little sticker I put on the bottom of the thing. I think I repainted the interior of that, to tan. Most Kyosho blister packs have black interiors. So another Kyosho I have is the Bentley Mulsanne, which I think is the flagship of the Bentley organization. And let's get your top view here. I think we could fit another one on there. To go a little more old school, we have another Kyosho, the Bentley Turbo R. I wanted to show, just how they've gone from a very boxy styling, and, naturally they're much more streamlined now, even though they're still, I guess, boxy compared to other modern vehicles. But they're traditional yet modern. I guess that's what I'm looking for. But all 4 of them, I love them. I mean, who wouldn't want to have a Bentley? So that does lead up a personal question if you guys are interested in commenting. Would you prefer a Bentley or a Rolls-Royce? Or a Bentley over the top-of-the-line BMW or top-of-the-line Mercedes? Which 4-door premier luxury vehicle would you guys pick if money wasn't an object, of course? From my understanding, the Bentleys are more performance-oriented compared to rollers, for instance. But Rolls-Royces are still quite fast as well. So for me, I prefer the Rolls-Royce. That's just my personal thing. Alright, well, let's let this guy spin on its own. And let's do it today on the wintry base. Since it's supposed to be Christmas. I suppose in certain parts of the world it's still snowing. That is a dark red here. And I have a pretty bright set of LEDs here on top of this guy. But as I mentioned, I think the dark green one they're coming out with is just as dark, so at least this looks like a pimp ride, and I am okay with garish looking things. Do you guys think this paint scheme is garish or somehow sophisticated? I would say it's garish. I think if it didn't have the mountain range on the bottom and the wheels were just silver, then it would be really classy. But I think, I guess it's really just the big gold wheels and the mountain range that, for me, make it look a little bit, strange. But anyways, everyone has different opinions. Please leave them. And I will see you in the next MiniGT review. Thank you. Hope you got what you wanted for the holidays. Bye. So, you know, because the base is screwed together, I figured I'd just modify it a little bit. I added some brakes in there with some red calipers. Maybe you can see them peeking behind. And then if you look at this image here, it's a maroon interior or burgundy interior, so I just mixed up some brown and red, and that's what I have here on the interior of this. I didn't add any black details like the dashboard, but you know, I think it's better than before. So I'm not sure if you can see the brakes peeking through there. Maybe you can. Anyways, I do think it's a little bit closer to reality, and I'm quite happy with it. Alright, thanks again.